Hey guys, Jonathan Soda here, and today we'll be continuing my reviews of my top 15 favorite movies, and today we'll be reviewing Big Time Adolescence. Now, Big Time Adolescence is directed by Jason Orley and features Griffin Gluck, Pete Davidson, John Cryer, Sydney Sweeney, Una Lawrence, Emily Arluke, Thomas Barbuska, and Machine Gun Kelly. So, let me fix the camera. So, yeah, this movie is definitely on my top 15 favorite movies. Wait, before I discuss the plot, wait, I'll discuss the plot right now then. The plot of this movie is that this kid named Mo, he's been like friends with this druggie since like he was 9 years old, and so like he's basically like grown up with him kinda. So yeah, and yeah, so like once that happened, like it's just about his life with him, because like now he's like Mo is like a 16-year-old now, and that's how he is throughout the entire movie, and it's just his life with Zeke the druggie. So yeah, and then later on, let me think. What else happens? Let me think. Oh yeah, later on, yeah, it's just his life with a druggie. But like the druggie is like really cool with him, and he's really cool with him too. Like they're both really cool with each other. So yeah, and then like later on, like Mo even has Zeke give him drugs so he can sell to the party and to these house parties he always goes to. So yeah, and then like and then like later on, like Mo even starts crushing on a girl, and then it becomes a little romance between him and the girl, a little one, but yeah, and then yeah, that's basically the whole plot of Big Time Adolescence. Just before I talk in depth about this movie, I just want to tell you guys that this is a full on spoiler review. So yeah, you have been warned. But before you leave the video, I just want to tell you the full movie of this is on YouTube, and this movie is really good. I highly recommend you all watch this movie. The full movie is on YouTube, so I'll probably link it down below so you guys can watch this movie. Cause if you guys haven't seen it, maybe try watching the movie first and then come back to this review. Or if you've seen the movie already, you can stay to this review. So yeah, just I highly recommend you all watch this movie. So the link is down below. Please watch it. So yeah, just leave the review right now. So spoiler alert. Yeah. So now, Big Time Adolescence is definitely top 15 for me. It's top 15 favorite movies actually, and yeah, this movie is a Hulu exclusive too. I forgot to mention that. So yeah, and like what else was I gonna say? What else was I gonna say? Oh yeah, just when I first saw this movie on Hulu, I was really blown away to this movie. Actually, I love the whole feel of it. I love the characters, the drama, the message that they tell you in the end. But like, I'll get to that later on in the review. So yeah, this movie's really good actually. The characters are amazing. Like Mo is a really good character. Like you can really buy his character. You can buy that like he's really cool with Zeke. Like him and Zeke are like best friends, and like Zeke is like 7 years older than him, but he still loves hanging with him because like ever since he was 9 years old, Zeke used to date his older Mo's older sister when he was 9 years old when they first met, and then at that time they were really cool with each other. And then like at that time Zeke broke Mo's older sister broke up with Zeke, and then right there Mo still wanted to hang out with Zeke more, and so yeah, so like Zeke has been taking him to like his to has been taking Mo to like his friends' houses and like in parking lots and all of that. So yeah, ever since he was 9 years old, now that he's 16, he still loves hanging with Zeke. So yeah, and like Mo doesn't even have much of friends at his high school. Like Zeke is really his friend. Like he never really had much of friends. Zeke is the only friend he really like. He's his only friend actually. Yeah, he does have another friend, but his other friend just like uses him for parties and all of that, and the drugs and all of that. So yeah, him and that kid are not really friends. I'll talk about that kid in a bit. So yeah, so yeah, Mo was a really good character, and you could really buy that. Like he kind of he doesn't care about popularity that much. He wait, does he? Or let me think. You can tell that he doesn't really care about popularity. He just loves being with Zeke and all of that. So yeah, all the scenes with him and Zeke are really cool and really well directed and really well written and really well paced. And yeah, they're just really cool. So yeah, let me think. Is there anything else about Mo? Oh yeah, I love the scenes with him like selling drugs to like the house parties he goes to, and yeah, and like he just like tells Zeke nicely like I need drugs for these kids and all that. So yeah, and I love his small relationship with this girl at school he's crushing on, Sophie. So yeah, I just really love his small relationship with Sophie. It's like it's not a huge role in this movie. It does play a role in this movie, but it's not like a really big role. But like yeah, his relationship with Sophie I actually really liked. At first, like he's just like he always likes laying eyes on Sophie during like science class, and yeah, and then he gets interrupted from laying eyes on her by the kid named Stacy that I talked to you about. Just uses him for drugs. So yeah, let me see. Yeah, his and then like I love when they first talk in the house party. Like they're talking and like Mo thinks that like she always has like a sarcastic attitude and personality and all of that. So yeah, that whole scene when they first talked in the house party and the couch was really cool. So yeah, let me think. Let me think. Is there anything else I should say about Mo? So yeah, Mo, yeah, their relationship was really cool. Like I love the scenes where they talk and all that, and I love where like Mo goes to Zeke for advice and tips on how he should have Sophie, like how he should deal with her and all that. So yeah, and I love how like Zeke offered Mo to call Sophie, like to call her, not text. So yeah, and I love that scene so much. Like it was a little awkward, but like Sophie still liked the way it was going and all that. So yeah, so yeah, that scene was really funny and like it was just really cool too. So yeah, let me think. Let me think. Yeah, I love that scene where like okay, hold up. Okay, so yeah, their relationship was just really cute to me, and I love that scene where like they're talking like they're talking in school like at first like Mo was about to wave at was about to wave at Sophie, and then like Stacy, the kid that uses him, just like came in and interrupted him. Yeah, I love how like a lot of the times he just interrupts him from Sophie. So yeah, and I love that scene where like once they're done talking, he waves at Sophie, and then like he just like crawls under the metal thing, and then like he just like starts walking with her and talking with her. So yeah, and then like I love that scene where they go on a date. They actually go on a date. Let me think. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, they go on a date in like this restaurant, and then after that, and then they're talking like, "Have you ever been on a date?" And all that. And they both say no, and it's just like, holy shit, they've never been on a date. So yeah, and I love how like right there he's like, do you have anything else to do after we're done eating? And then she's like, I don't think so, cause like you asked me, so it means that like I had nothing to do before that or after that. So yeah, and I love after that Mo takes her to Zeke's house, like where he always hangs at, and I love in that scene like they start drinking and all of that um like her and Sophie like start drinking, but like not too much though, and like I love when how like one of Zeke's friends doesn't like Sophie. I think he was played by Machine Gun Kelly. His name was Nick, I think. Yeah, his name was Nick. I love how Nick didn't like him. How like Mo had like these big bottles of like alcohol, and then like they tape it on on like Mo's hand and all that. They did that to everyone else, but Sophie, they only gave her like two little cans and taped it to her hands. So yeah, that scene was pretty funny. So yeah, let me think. Yeah, and I love like after that scene, like they're just like chilling with them, and like Mo and Zeke and Sophie are having a really good time, and then after that, Mo just walks her out, and then like let me think, and then like they're waiting for Sophie's dad to come, and then like before he comes, Sophie and Mo kiss in that scene, and that scene was just really cute actually. So yeah, that was a really cute scene, that them just kissing right there. So yeah, and yeah, that was just a really cool relationship. So yeah, let me think. Yeah, Mo was a really cool character. Now Zeke was really cool. I love Zeke in this movie. Zeke was a really cool character too. Like you can really tell that this man cares a lot for drugs, but not too much that he'll kill for it. He's just really chill with drugs and all of that. Like he's really chill. Oh no, he's not. all chill, but like his attitude, like his personality is pretty chill. So yeah, and Zeke was really cool. I love how chill he is with Mo all the time. Like he's just really chill with Mo all the time. So yeah, and like Zeke even has a girlfriend too named Holly. Yeah, her name was Holly. Yeah, I liked his relationship with his girlfriend too. Yeah, and I love how like Mo always like lays eyes on her. Like Mo has like a little thing for his girlfriend too, like a small thing for her. So yeah, and like I love how like she bends over in the other room and then he just looks at her and then Zeke catches her like, hey, don't be staring, you creep. Yeah, that scene was really funny. So yeah, I'll get more into that in a bit. So yeah. So yeah, let me think. Yeah, Zeke was a really cool character. You could really tell he loves drugs and all of that, and he's just one of those people who like just love drugs, and he lives in a small home and all of that, and like and yeah, yeah, and like I just really love his home too. Like most of the movie, like mostly takes place in his house, and that's what I really like too, and that was a really cool way to for the movie to take place in. So yeah, let me think. Yeah, I really like his friends too. Like all like his friends are always with him, and yeah, that I love that scene too. So yeah, and I just love how like they even have like a tattoo machine of their own, and then like they even spray paint Tongue Daddy on on Mo's chest. So yeah. Yeah, they tattooed him once he was done kissing Sophie. Yeah, so let me think. Yeah, Zeke was just really chill, and like, yeah, you can really buy Zeke and Mo's friendship in this movie. So yeah, and I just love how like at times he does act a bit weird at times, but it's just really funny how he acts weird too. This movie is supposed to be a comedy too at times, so yeah, and it is a damn good one too. So yeah. Let me think. Anything more about Zeke? Yeah, I just love how he sees the world. He just sees the world as like dicks and something else, like dicks and pricks, I think. So yeah, I just love how like he sees the world as that, and I love that scene where they're at the museum. What was I thinking? Yeah, they're at the museum, and then like he's trying to buy like a big sculpture, but then like the workers like, no, we have smaller sculptures in the gift shop, and then he buys it, and then it just shows you how the world is, just like, oh yeah, the world was just like scribblings and paintings and all of that. That's how he described the world. It's just dicks and scribblings. So yeah, that's how he described the world. So yeah, I just love that scene so much. So yeah. Let me think. Yeah, Zeke was a really cool character in this movie. Yeah, I really liked Mo's dad in this movie. Mo's dad had a bit of a role in this movie. He was really cool too. I just love how protective he is on Mo. Like, I love that scene where Mo, like, once they're out of the museum, like, old friend of Zeke like goes in the car and then like he's smoking like so much weed in the car, but like he tells him to like roll up the windows, and then that makes Mo really high, and then when he comes home, his dad sees how high he is, and then he gets really mad, and he gets even more mad when he sees Tongue Daddy on his chest. So yeah, that was a really funny scene. So yeah, and then like he showered, and then like Mo was showering in that scene, and that was really funny how you see Mo high in that scene. Like his grandparents were in that scene, and he was just like pushing a chair, not even like picking it up, just like pushing it, and then you hear a lot of scrapes on the floor. Yeah, that scene was really funny. So yeah, let me think. I really liked Zeke's girlfriend. She had a bit of a role in this movie, so yeah, she was really cool too. And I love how like Mo even gets along with her a lot too. Like he really gets along with her a lot, and yeah, and like I said this before, he has a little like crush on her. So yeah, let me think. Yeah, she was really cool, and I love how like she always cooks for Zeke and Mo. So yeah, she was just really cool. And I love like oh yeah, I forgot to mention this about Zeke too. Zeke was having an affair with Mo's older sister in the movie, and yeah, and that was a really crazy plot point. So yeah, it was crazy in a good way though. So yeah, he was having an affair with the older sister again, but they both had boyfriend or girlfriend. So yeah, that whole plot point was pretty crazy. So yeah, I really liked that plot point. So yeah, and I love how like Zeke and like and Kate, that was her name. Zeke and Kate like are still hate on each other. Like they're still hating on each other's. So yeah, like after that they start hating on each other. So yeah, let me think. So back to Zeke's girlfriend. I love how like the scene where like she finds out that that Zeke is cheating on that Zeke has been cheating on her. So yeah, and I love how mad she is in that scene. And then like at first like she's trying to not to show it too much, but then in the next scene we see that she's leaving the apartment, and then like Zeke doesn't even care. Like Zeke's just like okay, and then he's just drinking cereal. Yeah, that scene was really funny. Yeah, and I forgot to mention too that Zeke does not give a shit that much. I just love how much Zeke doesn't give a shit that much. Like Zeke, like he really doesn't give a shit that much. So yeah, that's what I really loved about him too. So yeah, let me think. Yeah, so I think yeah, I'll mention more about Holly, Zeke's girl. I'll mention more about her in a bit in the review. So yeah. I really liked Sophie too in this movie. I really like how like Sophie and Mo like had a lot of troubles in their relationship too, cause like Mo was really listening to Zeke's tips. He was telling him to like ghost her for a week and then go back to her, and then like that really made her mad. That really made Sophie mad. Like Mo just like ghosting her all the time, like not liking her posts, not texting her, not calling, like none of that, and like that really got her mad, and that's what really made their relationship like really harsh, and like that's what made her really hate Mo and all of that. So yeah, and I really like that plot point too, that like most of the time Zeke's advice doesn't work, and that'll bring me to my message in the end of the review. So yeah, let me think. What else is there? So yeah, I just love how like their relationship had like a lot of drama. So yeah, and like Sophie was a really cool character, and you can really tell that she really liked Mo at first, but then once like Mo started like ghosting her and all of that, like she really hated that. You can really tell that she's a really normal girl, that like she's nothing like Zeke or any of his friends. Like she's like really normal, and then that's what really drives Mo to like see Zeke's real point of view. So yeah. So yeah, like she was a really cool character in this movie. So yeah, she was just like the most like realist character. Not a lot of these characters are really real, but she was like the most like normalist character in this movie, as I would say. So yeah, she was really cool. So yeah, Sophie was a really cool character. So yeah, let me think. Yeah, Kay, Mo's older sister was pretty good too. Like I love how like she has a small role in this movie, that like she's like all grown up, and like she has a boyfriend, and like she's moving into this apartment, and she invites Mo to like help her unbox her boxes because she just moved in. So yeah, and like I love how like in that scene like he has Zeke give her a ride, and like Zeke just like doesn't want to go there and all of that. Like Zeke's really scared, but then he still goes there. So yeah, that scene was really cool. So yeah, let me think. Yeah, and I love later on in the movie where Kay shows Zeke that she does not like him at all. That like I got over you so fast. Like when we were dating, I just got over you, and I know one day Mo will do the same. He'll really get over you. So yeah, I really like that scene so much, and like from there you really see Kate's point of view. So yeah, so yeah, that was a really cool scene. So yeah, let me think. Stacy in this movie, he was a pretty cool character too, but like I just didn't like how like he would always he was mostly in the movie just to use but I liked his character a lot, but just because of how he is, like so yeah, I just love how like he just uses Mo for like drugs and him coming to the party and all that. So yeah, so yeah, he was a really cool character, and I love how in the end he snitches out Mo. Like he snitches out Mo that Mo like was like selling drugs and all of that. So yeah, and I love how in those scenes like that really gets Mo in trouble and all of that. But I'll get to that in a bit. So yeah, so yeah, and I love that scene so much, and like I just love how like he really snitched on him. Like he had to snitch on him because like the cops saw that like Stacy like crashed his car in like a clearing. So yeah, and then like he told like the cop made a deal with him, like help me out with whoever's selling these drugs because I found doses of marijuana in your car. Help me out, and I will not tell your mother. I will not tell your mother about the car at all. I'll help you push the car and all of that. Just help me with who is selling the drugs and all that. So yeah, and that was really emotional to have him snitch his own friend out. So yeah, that was really emotional. So yeah, let me think. Okay, let me get back to Mo in this movie. Mo and Holly have had a little thing in this movie. Like when Sophie was hating on Mo so much, like Mo like goes over Holly's house because like he wants to see like how she's doing and all of that, and then like he still like has a thing for her, and like I love this scene so much. Like he's looking at her like in the bathroom, like cause like the bathroom door is like open like 5 inches, and like he can like see her like undressing, like he can see her undressing and putting on clothes, and he's just like looking at her and all of that, and I love that scene so much. So yeah, and then like after that, like they're talking, and then like she just tells like she and then like she even likes him too, like Holly even likes him too, and then she's telling him like how's it going with the girlfriend? And then she's like, and then Mo's like, well, she kind of hates me now. And she was like, well, I always knew you had a thing for me, and like you were always way better than Zeke ever was. And then like she starts like making out with him in the bed when she barely even has any clothes on. Like she does have clothes on, but like they're really short on her. So yeah, and like they're just making out in that scene, and then she's like, do you really want to do this? And he's just like, yeah. And then like they just continue making out, and then the scene ends, and then you can very much assume that they slept with each other in that scene. So yeah, that scene was really cool actually, that Mo really was eager to do that. Like Mo's like kind of moving on now, but like not really. That was just a one-time thing he wanted to do, and like a one-time thing she wanted to do too. So yeah, that scene was really good too. So let me think. So yeah, that was just a really good character moment. That really summoned up Mo's character a lot, and Holly's too. So yeah, that like Holly like was really over Zeke. So yeah, let me think. Is that I think that's all the characters. Yeah, all the characters in this movie are really cool. Like Stacy. Yes, Stacy was just a really cool character. He snitched out Mo. So yeah, and that's what really has Mo like get in trouble from the cops and all of that. And then that's what really has Mo see that Zeke wasn't like this is the message right here, that Zeke wasn't really his greatest like his greatest choice in friendship. Like it wasn't like he shouldn't have hanged out with him. Like the message of this movie is, do not hang out with people you know aren't gonna do you good. Like people that you know will not get you good in future. Get you good in your future. So yeah, that's basically the message to this movie, and that is a very powerful message. And yeah, that was just an amazing message, and I loved it so much. So yeah, and then in the end, that's what really like has like Mo like Mo really like gets over Zeke, but like he hangs out with him like a little bit, just a little bit, and like he talks to him, and like that's it. But like he still like doesn't really want to hang out with Zeke that much. And yeah, that was a really cool ending actually. So yeah. Let me think. I want to talk about the scene before that, where like the cops are chasing after him, and like and then he just like is hiding in Zeke's house. So yeah, and then he tells Zeke about everything. Like, I can't believe I was hanging out with you, dude. I can't believe I'm turning out to be like you now. I don't want to be like you. And then he's like, what's so bad with being like me? And then he's just like, everything, dude, and all of that. And then he talks about like him having him like that, and then he was talking about that like he slept with his ex and all of that. So yeah, and then like in that scene, Zeke doesn't really react that much. He's just like, good for you, man. You at first he's a little shocked, but then he's just like, oh, good for you, man. You lost your virginity. That's cool. So yeah, Zeke was just really chill in this movie, and that's what I really loved about him. So yeah. That this movie like really had a very powerful message to it. So yeah, the actors all did an amazing job in this movie. Like Griffin Gluck, I haven't seen him in any other movies, but here he was amazing as Mo. So yeah, Pete Davidson, I haven't seen him in any other movies either, but he was amazing as Zeke. Like he was amazing as Zeke. But like I heard that Pete Davidson did date Ariana Grande at in one point. That's what I heard, but I don't know if it's true. So yeah. And then John Cryer was amazing in this movie as Mo's dad. Like, he was actually really good in this movie as Mo's dad. And I actually did see him in a couple movies. I saw him in the horrible Superman 4, and then I saw him in 2.5 Men. I'm pretty sure 2.5 Men is, like, what he's most known for. So, yeah. And then Sydney Sweeney was really good as Holly. I did see her in, like, 2 movies. I saw her in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. She played one of the hippies, so... yeah, and I saw her in this TV show called Sharp Objects. She was really good in that show too, so yeah. Una Lawrence was amazing as Sophie. I haven't seen her in any other movies though. Emily Arlick as Kate was really good too. Haven't seen her in any movies though. Thomas Barbuska as Stacy was really good. I haven't seen him in any other movies either. Machine Gun Kelly was really good as Nick. So yeah, haven't seen him in any other movie. So like a lot of these actors are really new to me, and that's what I really like about it. So yeah. I think I'll probably like eventually in one. I think I'll probably like probably this month since I have no school or anything like that. I'll probably like think of like watching some of these actors' movies. So yeah, the setting to this movie was really cool too. Like the scenery was really cool. Like it just took place in like a neighborhood, and that was a really cool setting for this movie. So yeah, that was the perfect setting actually for this movie, just to take place in a neighborhood. So yeah, and then like a lot of it takes place in Zeke's apartment. So yeah, that was perfect. So yeah. The soundtrack to this movie, there wasn't really any instrumental soundtrack to this movie, but it had a lot of like music from other like it had world music put in here, and it really fit in for this movie. Like it was perfect for what this movie had to be. So yeah, yeah, and like every song that was in this movie was really good, and yeah, and sometimes I catch myself listening to like two of the songs in this movie. So yeah. Let me think. Yeah, the comedy. This movie like was really funny at times, and it all worked really well too. So yeah, let me think. Let me think. The pacing to this movie was absolutely really good. This movie's pace was really good. Like from every scene, you were hooked to it. So yeah. From everything you were really hooked to it. So yeah, and this movie goes by pretty fast. This movie's pretty short. It's like an hour and 31 minutes long, and it goes by really fast. So yeah. Let me think. This movie had a really big part in making. Jason Orley wrote the screenplay and directed this movie. So yeah, he had a really big part in making this movie. You could really tell he had a really big part with making this movie. So yeah, I don't think I have any flaws with this movie at all. Let me try to think of a flaw I have with this movie. I don't think I have any flaws with this movie, actually. It was all really well done, and the message that played in the end was perfect for a movie like this. So, yeah, this movie was just really well made. Let me just think if there's any, like, scenes, another scene I like in this movie. I covered a lot of the scenes I like, so, yeah. I think to rate this movie, I'll definitely rate this an A+. Yeah, it is really good. I highly recommend you all check it out. Why am I even saying that if I know a lot of you have left already? So yeah, yeah, I just really love this movie. So yeah, A+. Okay, so I think that'll be the end of the review. So bye, and see you all in the next review.